All right, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're going to be reacting to a video about 5 things a woman should never tell a man. All right. Now I have my idea about some of the things you should never tell a man. All right. For example, never tell a man that you have the fantasy that you have crazy fantasies of doing illegal shit. All right, like the cannibal girl. Jesus Christ, that scared me. So we're gonna watch it, see what she has to say, and I'm gonna give my feedback and stop the video from time to time. Okay. And if any of you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org. And by the way, by the end of the week, I'm gonna have to change up some seminar dates that I've had scheduled simply because of the school load, people. I did not expect this. So people who purchase tickets for my future seminars, we're changing things up a little bit. I'm gonna message you guys, but yeah, we're just changing things up. Let's begin with the video.
This video is because this topic has sparked a lot of controversy when I mentioned it in a previous video about high value women boundaries, where I said that one of the boundaries high value women must have is to keep certain things for themselves and not share them with their man. If you want to watch this video, you can click on the
For example, I'm sorry, if you have a friend and you hooked up and you guys are never gonna hook up and they're still your friend, never tell your man, we used to hook up, but we're friends now. We're mature. Don't do that shit. Dicks are not mature. Your lust is not mature. Your weaknesses are not mature. All right. So never. That's just almost like for a preliminary thing. Never point out a man that you've slept with that is in your friend circle. At least, like, even if you know you're not gonna do nothing, never tell him. You're ruining things. And now, if you know that he's gonna find out, now that's a different problem, right? Now then I would tell him. But if you know that he's not gonna find out, I would just keep it to yourself.
Appears on the top right corner of the screen. I still stand by what I said, and I'm going to explain why there are certain things you should never tell a man in this video, even when you are in a committed long-term relationship. The reason why this topic is so controversial is because many women were raised to believe that there should be no secrets in a relationship and that it is a form of dishonesty not to disclose everything to your
Says the person who wants to know the secrets. Look, tell me what relationship there's no secrets. I'm sorry.
Partner. I'm here to tell you that this is not true. In fact, I say that this kind of radical self-disclosure is not always the healthiest or the safest thing to do and can backfire on you. You first need to realize the danger of walking in relationships like an open book. You don't really know who you are dealing with, sometimes 3 years into a relationship, and you are literally exposing yourself by sharing your deepest secrets and giving your trust to a man without waiting for him to earn it. I have seen countless of stories where secrets were used against people after relationships have broken.
Never give a guy sex tapes. Never give a guy nudes. Never give a guy anything that could compromise you. That's what it comes down to. If it could compromise you, never give it to him.
Down. Everything you say can be used against you when feelings change, and how someone feels about you will inevitably change over time.
Like everyone has like videos of people, right? If I was a vindictive motherfucker, I would use them, but I'm not. But if I was, it was their mistake for trusting me. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't, like, that's the thing about fucked up people. A lot of the people who are really fucked up never show you they're fucked up from the start. They usually show you how fucked up they are once they're getting revenge on you.
What can happen, and trust me, it does happen, is that the things you said when you felt safe and vulnerable to share will become arguments and proof that you are the bad person. For example, you may have told the story of an ex leaving you and breaking your heart after he cheated on you with a coworker. That very story can quickly become, you see, your ex left you for another woman because he could not stand living with you. Also, you must understand that keeping some things for yourself is not being dishonest. Dishonesty to me is telling lies. But you deciding to keep things for yourself in order to protect yourself, that's not being dishonest. That's being selective of what you want others to know about you and when you want them to know it. When it comes to relationships, you have to protect yourself until you are given solid reasons to put your guards down. Another reason for keeping certain things for yourself is that...
For example, there was a politician that said that everything I've done in my life was for selfish reasons. And that's why... And everything that I achieved was for selfish reasons. And this person was talking to a lady who didn't like him. And then she was like, sir, didn't you just tell me that everything you do is for selfish reasons? And then he was like, don't you do everything for selfish reasons? And then she was like, no, I don't. Some of the things that I do is for real reasons. Ladies and gentlemen, look, I completely understand that politician's point of view. All right, you're trying to come across as honest, but there are some things you don't say, because even though people understand, even though if people who don't like you understand what you're saying, they're gonna misunderstand what you're saying intentionally and use it against you. You know, like, even, of course, and that lady, first of all, that lady is such a freaking B word. Because if you watch, it's with this politician called V.S. Ramachandran. I don't know. He was on the Breakfast Club, but it was just a horrible demonstration of honesty. Like, I'm like, dude, don't be honest about that. Like, what the fuck? Like, say that you did it for unselfish reasons, because people are not going to understand you and they're going to use that against you. And that's where it comes down for you. People who do this a lot of the times are just naive, plain and simple.
Men are just human beings, and it's part of human nature to judge others. They will judge you, even subconsciously, based on what you tell them and how it affects their perception of you. And as I will explain further in this video, the main thing that men will judge you on unfavorably is your past relationships. So how many partners you had, what kind of partners you had, and what kind of relationships you had. And it's really unfair to be judged.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not that you hide it forever, but it's just that some guys will try to take advantage of that. And you have to realize and take into account human nature when it comes to making these types of decisions.
Based on the past, because you may no longer be the same person who had these experiences. You may have become a completely different person, right? So now that we got this out of the way, here are the 5 things you should never tell a man, in my opinion. Number 1, never tell a man about your past relationship traumas. A lot of people, especially women, use their partners as a substitute for their therapist or their best friend. It's kind of natural and human to do that. They are the closest person to you, so you naturally lean towards them and feel safe to share your feelings and open up about your past traumas.
Yep.
The issue here is that you are revealing very intimate things that are actually your weak spots. And when you become so open about your weaknesses, you give power to the other person and you open the possibility for them to harm you someday. You're essentially revealing your wounds and showing the person exactly where to press if and when they want to hurt you one day. And looking at the very low success rate of modern relationships, I can say that statistically speaking, most relationships are not meant to last a lifetime.
Yep, and a lot of times you reveal those things because you're under that false illusion. And I don't blame you. You're a human being.
Relationship. Number 2, how many partners you had before. If you ask man which option they prefer,
do not tell you banged the whole football team, even if you did. Don't tell the guy that. That's how you could easily lose a man. This whole honesty of telling how many guys you've slept with and he better accept it or else he's a this, he's a that. You're confront reality, all right? Touch grass, okay? There's human nature involved in you, and your political beliefs or your ideology is not gonna change human nature, or better yet, male nature. Don't tell the guy, if you have a history of having sex with a lot of guys, or even working in OnlyFans, or even like if you have some like sex work and stuff like that, don't listen to the feminists. Okay, keep that shit to yourself. You could do that. I'm not gonna judge you for it, but I'm telling you, if you're talking to an average guy, keep that to yourself. Don't tell no one. Well, I'm closing the channel.
Prefer between a woman who slept with 100 men and one who had 1 or 2 partners, I'm pretty sure the majority of men will pick option 2. Men judge women who had many partners, who slept with many people, and they prefer someone who did not have that many experiences. The evolutionary argument for that is that someone who had multiple sexual partners is more likely to carry STIs, and a man can never be sure of their offspring, if the child is theirs or not.
Yeah, paternity certainty was a big problem before the show Maury. So it's kind of like guys will judge you, not because it's not that guys are judgmental, but you have to understand is that evolutionarily being this type, judging women on that amount of men they're with, is a way to prevent paternity uncertainty. Because everyone, most of the time, our ancestors lived around people who looked like them. Like, you weren't seeing Tyrone up in Switzerland. You never seen that. So if Tyrone has a kid with Victoria, the European chick, and she's with Bob, the Swedish guy, and the kid comes out doing reps and doing squats, and he's like, whose baby is this? This looks like Tyrone the lawyer's baby. Because it's instant. But back then, they usually just hung around Swedish people. They all look the same. So all the babies look the same. So how could you tell if your baby is Vlad's or freaking Bob? You can't, right? So men adapted to hating that, to hating promiscuous women as a way to reduce the likelihood of hooking up with a woman who might cheat on you.
And although we are way ahead of these times now, some parts of the brain, the reptilian brain mostly, hasn't evolved that much and is still wired the same way it was thousands. Number 3, hide your wealthy background.
Yes.
Now, I appreciate...
This is a big one right here. Even if you're a successful woman, keep that shit to yourself. Keep that to yourself. Don't tell a guy how much money you make. Keep that to yourself. Unfortunately, there's something about a successful woman that turns a man off. I don't understand. Even for me, I don't girl, if you're rich, come through. I never had a problem with that. But I'm not kidding people. But for some reason, guys care. Just for example, a lot of guys like MILFs. MILFs are not my thing. A lot of guys like women who are much older than them. I prefer women my age. All right. So I'm a little different when it comes to the types of people that I date. So there are some things I don't understand. And one of the things I don't understand is why guys get intimidated by dating a woman who is highly successful. Now, I get it if she's dieseled out the bricks, right? If she's like fucking 7-foot Samoan, okay, whatever. That might be a little bit too much. But even then, I've dated women who are like 6 foot. I don't care, right? But I do have my extreme. But a lot of guys don't like dating women who are taller, who are more muscular, who are more bigger, who are more successful. They struggle with that. So it's like you have to take that into account.
Appreciate that this advice is practically inapplicable when you are in a long-term relationship, so it is mostly for the dating phase and newly formed relationships. And the reason you want to hide your wealthy background if you come from money is that people and men will perceive you differently if they realize that you're wealthy. It's just human nature. And the thing in relationship is that it can influence if they want to be with you or not. The extent to which wealth can play a role varies from person to person, but it still influences people. I mean, there are obvious benefits of being with someone with such a background. People like to pretend that they don't really care.
Yeah, there's a book called The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. And the man, Fyodor, like the main character, married a woman who was rich. And he hated her, but she was rich. You know, he abused her, but she was rich. So he was with her because of that. Very beautiful, too. I'm kind of jealous of him.
About someone's background and if they come from money or not, but the truth is they do care. So if you come from a wealthy background and the man you start to date and comes to know it, you can't quite be sure if he really likes you for who you are or if your wealthy background made him like you a little bit more. For example, I know a man who married a woman who is from some aristocratic French family, quite wealthy, who I know for a fact that he does not really love her, and he's not even aware himself of the fact that he doesn't really love her. But he convinced himself that he does because big money is hard to ignore or even resist.
I get it. I mean, that's what happens even with relationships with celebrities. A lot of them hook up because of the clout.
Number 5, never compare a man to an ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
To me, it is offensive and disrespectful to compare someone with an ex. For that reason, you should really not compare a man to an ex, and you should not even mention the ex for that matter. Some people do it.
And again, do not stay friends with your ex. Stop this bullshit, this trend of being mature. Like, I'm sorry. Like, my suspicions about you hooking up with your ex again are not mature. In fact, they're very immature. In fact, they're prehistoric. All right? Do not be this ditzy Melissa from the block who is all about honesty and brother and sister and all that. I just came back from a 10-day meditation with you type of shit. And they're like, oh, we're all open lovers. And I used to hook up with John over there, but we're friends now. No, stop it. Stop it with the friends act. Stop it, man. You guys got to cut it out. I'm not talking about everyone, but it means you should, like, stop it, man, okay? There's no reason for an ex to be in your life after you guys are done. There's just no reason.
Out of lack of social intelligence, but sometimes a woman does it subconsciously to create some sort of triangle between a man and an ideal image of an ex and put her current partner in a competitive state.
Competitive state? Sounds like that's something I would say. Who is this YouTuber? Black Swan. I don't know.
Maybe
Right.
because she's
Competitive. Okay, I guess people could use competitive state. I gotta stop being so paranoid.
still attached to the ex and she wants her man to become like him, or because it is a learned behavior of always putting people in competitive states so that they can prove their love
Say
to
it. Sexually competitive state.
her. In any case, it is quite unhealthy, which is why you should really make it as a rule to avoid any form of comparison with an ex. If you compare your man to an ex, you will create bad insecurity in him that will make him resent you and can destroy your
Oh,
relationship.
I'm gonna resent your ass if you keep comparing me to fucking 10-inch Holy Dizzy Tyrone, the personal trainer. Like, don't be comparing me to him. All right, keep that shit to yourself. And don't you ever look. This is the thing, man. If you're not mature, don't get with guys with small dicks, and don't get with guys with micro penis if you're not mature enough to handle that. Because, ladies, you guys, if there's one insult I believe should never be said to a man, there's one insult, no matter what he does. Okay, maybe if he kills your family, God forbid. But outside of that, the one insult you should never tell a man is that your dick is small. Honestly, I don't think anything merits that, in my opinion. Just like a man telling you that's why you can't have kids, right? It's the same shit. There are some low blows that if you tell a man that, he might want to get revenge on you. Keep that shit to yourself. Don't be giving scorn, ex-lover type of insults. Things that you know about him that you tell him because you're trying to hurt him. Don't, okay? Because that shit could backfire. Men with small dicks are very insecure. And we don't know what the hell that small dick is going to do.
relationship. So make sure to never say to your man things such as, my ex was like this.
Oh, my ex just eat me out. Don't say that shit. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I gotta stop telling. You see, my problem is that when I was younger, I did a lot of crazy shit, you know, and and I have to remember there's some things I can't say because it sounds like comparison, like some complete insanity type shit that a therapist would say, you know what, you gotta come talk to me. So I'm listening to this and even I'm learning from it that I have to almost like some of my adventures per se, I gotta keep to myself or even take to the grave.
My ex made me feel a certain way. My ex used to do these things for me. No man wants to live in another man's shadow. Number 6, if you are still just dating, don't tell him that you want a relationship. In other words, don't reveal your cards and your intentions. First off, I really do believe that men are the gatekeepers of a relationship. Other dating coaches who tell you that women also decide when to have a relationship is a lie, in my opinion. If you tried to have a relationship with a man who did not want you, you know what I'm talking about. This is why I think from a strategic point of view,
You should purchase my courses. Enjoying the Mindful Attraction University, people. Yeah, that's right. You purchase all of my courses in a bundle. You'll know at the end of the video, but that will help you with this situation.
you should let him decide if he wants a relationship with you or not, and give him the illusion that he is the one who decides by not revealing your intentions
Yeah, never commit. Keep your options open up until he fully commits to you.
and not showing your cards. If he does not make any move, it's likely that he has already made up his mind about you and he doesn't want to have a relationship with you. A lot of women are not aware of that, but dating is actually a game. And the danger of not being aware of that fact is that you don't get to know the rules and play by the rules, and it will inevitably lead to you losing.
Exactly. It's like there's a war waging around you and you don't see it and you don't hear it, but you have the battle scars, like Robert Greene says in the 33 Strategies of War. You have to be aware that there is a war, a passive-aggressive hidden war, and you're dealing with a lot of nefarious people who are power tripping because of their looks and their status. So you have to be aware of that and play the game a little bit at least to prevent you from being played and not playing other people. All right. By the way, people, what do you guys think of these reaction videos? Please let me know in the comment section. I sometimes feel a little insecure making reaction videos because I don't want to make you guys think I'm being lazy. It is fun. I make these reaction videos because they're fun. I'm gonna make one for Patreon tomorrow, but they're fun, but they're easy to make, and I don't want to be lazy with you guys. But if something is easy and you guys like it, that's a win-win. I also like doing my videos where there's music in the background and the voices and stuff like that, which I'm gonna do. But these are all right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't purchased any of my courses, we have a special bundle deal for everyone. So that you can purchase all of my courses, meaning you could purchase the psychological game of attraction, natural chemistry, and nice girl, along with all of the bonuses. Originally, if you purchase everything without the bundle, it'll be around $500 to be honest with you. But right now, if you guys purchase it, with the bundle, you guys will be able to get all of these courses: psychological game of attraction, which is for women who are single; natural chemistry, which is for women who are in a relationship; nice girl, which is a course on assertiveness, along with all of the bonuses: social mastery, practical mastery in terms of how to master anything, social mastery in terms of how to master your social skills, and the laws of human nature, wherein it's part of the Robert Greene book club I used to have. All of these, naturally, like I said, it's $500. Now you get it at $394, which is essentially 20% off everything. But if you guys want to purchase a more affordable bundle, you guys can purchase the bundle without the bonuses, and that will be at $224 rather than the $300. Well, rather than the $293 that you guys would naturally purchase it. So you could purchase it with the bundle or without the bundle. You could purchase it with the bonuses or without the bonuses. It's all of the work that I put in the last 4 years, in the last 5 years actually, all of the research that I've done. And this course, rather than watching all of my videos, and because they could be random and you could sort of like lose the big picture because there's just so many videos, you guys get all of the content condensed in a course. Trust me, people, if you guys purchase this, you won't regret it. If you haven't purchased it, hopefully this will push you towards it, because it's something that I believe in, and everyone who's purchased my course have been satisfied with it. And if they didn't like it, I always give their money back. I have never rejected a refund. All right. So purchase it right now. Click on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle, and I'll see you guys inside.